notice in the book tour, I do have 2 copies of this book. We're kind of matching. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Sophia, and today I have a book haul and unhaul. 3 books in each that I wanted to purchase and wanted to let go of. I have a complicated relationship when it comes to book hauls and unhauls because I understand the privilege and the capitalism that comes with even having a collection like this. So I'm very select when it comes to what books I purchased, and you'll kind of understand that when I talk about my unhaul. These are books that the books that I purchase are the ones that I really care about and I've already read and loved. Let's get this party started. Amari and the Night Brothers was so much fun to read. I felt like I was just planted into a wonderful fantasy world while watching Amari, this powerful Black girl, find her confidence and her voice and look for her brother in this magical world. And I just really enjoyed it. The ending was hard. So HSP scale for me, definitely more of a mild, and I wasn't like harmed by the end, just more, I had been so attached to the characters and really cared for the characters. So I wanted to get my hands on a copy, and I hope to get the second book as well to add to my collection. And I mean, the cover is beautiful. Like, look at Amari's hair. Absolutely love. The next book on my book haul that I've already talked about some is Kate in Waiting. So you'll notice in the book tour that I do have 2 copies of this book because I prefer hardcover to read, and so I wanted to make sure I had a copy to read, but I had to get my hands on this paperback, and it was one of the gifts for the winter holidays, and so yeah, that's what I asked for because it's beautiful. Look at this paperback. You can see the characters. I absolutely love it. And yeah, just really enjoy this book and wanted to make sure I own a copy. So Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli is about Kate and Andy, who are best friends and who claim they are not codependent, but they have communal crushes and discover that it's really hard to have communal crushes when you both really like the guy, because the guy that they like shows up at their school. And I don't know, it was just such a fun romance. And I read the audiobook. I listened to the audiobook. So I highly recommend listening to the audiobook. And yeah, I will forever rave about this book because I think it is my favorite of the Becky Albertalli's books. Finally, we have Tokyo Ever After. We're kind of matching. I just love this cover. It is so beautiful, and I'm so glad I now have a copy of this book by Ikemo Jean. So I didn't really know what I would think of this book when I read it, but it was just so fun and so safe for me. And I was smiling the whole time and enjoying this story. And I feel like it is exactly what I love in books. This kind of happy story that also deals with the struggles in life and finding your voice and finding your confidence. So this book is about Izumi, also known as Izzy, who lives in a very white town. And she knows nothing about her father until her senior year of high school. She discovers that her father is the crown prince of Japan, and she is a princess. And she's whisked off to Japan to reconnect with her father and learn about herself and the 2 different worlds that she now has to figure out. And there's a little romance. Just really enjoyed this book, and I highly recommend it. Now that we have done the wonderful book haul, let's talk about the 3 books that I unhauled. And they'll be an example of especially one of them will be an example of why I don't like owning books I haven't read. So the first book is called The Good Ones, and I love the cover. I mean, it's of 3 Black women. Like, it just looks like a wonderful and important book. And I think it is a very important book, and I still would recommend it. However, it was a traumatic experience for me, and was not safe for me about halfway through the book. So the beginning, I was actually kind of excited about it because this book kind of follows these sisters who had planned a road trip, but when one of the sisters tragically dies, the 2 other sisters kind of want to plan this road trip around to see very historic Black spaces in United States. And so the kind of African American history that was in this book was really exciting for me. And so I put lots of tabs on it and was making notes and really excited for it. And then halfway through, it was too much. And so again, this is the reason why I should have just gotten it at the library if I was going to read it, or looked up more content warnings, because I wanted to unhaul it, because once I read it, it wasn't the book for me. So definitely an unsafe book for me. All right, so the next 2 books are by the same author, and I've read both of them, and those are Dear Justice, which is the sequel to Dear Martin, and Odd One Out. So the reason why I unhauled these is, number one, they are harder books. So they're like, I don't know, I haven't mentioned The Hate U Give on this channel yet, but The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas is an important book for me, but it's not a book that I would want to reread because it's really hard and would be triggering for me. And so these books by Nick Stone are like that, but the biggest reason why I wanted to unhaul them is because I don't really like the author anymore. So I don't know if any of you all have followed any of the information about Nick Stone. I'll see if I can link any links below, but yeah, I don't like this author anymore and agree with what she's supporting and what she's talking about, and so didn't want them in my collection. Well, that's it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Do you like to buy books that you've already read or haven't read yet? If you buy books or are able to buy books, I would love to hear from you. And in the meantime, keep resting, resisting, and finding joy. Goodbye for now.